We are 2 weeks away from Election Day, and gubernatorial races in Virginia and New Jersey are certainly getting hot. Former President Barack Obama will be visiting both states to campaign alongside these Democratic candidates. In Virginia, Abigail Spanberger continues to enjoy a sizable lead over her GOP rival. But in historically blue New Jersey, the race between Democrat Mikey Sherrill and Trump-backed Republican Jack Ciattarelli is a lot tighter than anyone expected. I want to bring in Marc Racicot, national chairman of Our Republican Legacy. He previously served as chairman of the Republican National Committee and governor of Montana. Marc, I'm so glad you're with us. President Obama is still one of the most powerful voices in the Democratic Party. But is he a big draw in state races like this?
Well, Steph, I don't know how you measure that empirically, to be quite honest. But the fact of the matter is you've been around these hustings for quite some period of time. You probably know the answer to that question as well as I do. I can take a stab at it. And what I would say is you're always looking for whatever support and credibility you can to infuse into a race. So with the approval ratings of President Obama, as high as they are, and the respect that is accorded him, I would, if I was a candidate and had the opportunity, certainly bring him in as well. You know, the race in Virginia and in New Jersey also, I think, reflect a certain amount of mirrored impact from the presently serving President of the United States. So when you take a look at his numbers and you realize that of all the battleground states that he was involved with and that he won, he's underwater presently as of the polling today from The Economist. So when you take a look at Virginia, for instance, he's got a negative 14% net approval rating. And in New Jersey, it's a net 25%, minus 25% approval rating. So those are going to impact, too, just as much as any impact that you can calibrate from President Obama. So it's hard to know how the impacts ultimately land. But as you know, I'm certain everybody's going to call upon these luminaries, if you can use that word for the presently serving president, to help them with their campaigns. I think they will provide one valuable calibration to us, and that is they're markers of where things are in the country at this moment in time, because there's only two of them that occur in these off years. And as a consequence of that, we'll be able to get some measurement, some sense of where we're headed as a country and where the leaders that support them can ultimately benefit them. So I would expect that there will be a lot of commentary based upon the results.
Then do you think they're going to give us some insights in where we're headed for the midterms?
Well, that's my hope, to be honest with you. I mean, anything that can explain this present administration would be an insight for me. I haven't heard anything that makes sense for quite some period of time. You were talking about cattle and cattle prices and beef prices and the effort to make a purchase from Argentina, which is directly contrary to the best interest of the people of this country, and somehow to pay for it with proceeds that he gets from tariffs from another nonsensical pair of issues that he has put before the people of this country. It's a mess, Stephanie. And President Trump has created most of that mess. He constantly creates chaos and then tries to rob from Peter to pay Paul. None of it is ever decided on the basis of principle. If you're really a free market capitalist, you would let this beef industry unfold as it should through a tense and difficult period of time and let the markets influence. You know, you just don't raise cattle overnight. This is a process that takes a number of different chances for good luck and for investment over time. So he should be letting the market dictate that, but that's contrary to his 19th century economic views.
But will he just make it up and potentially come up with an aid bill for the cattle ranchers, right? Think back to Trump's first administration. Soybean farmers suffered then like they're suffering now. And so what did he do? He gave them a big aid package. And those farmers that suffered turned around and voted for him again.
Yeah, I know it. The lessons are hard learned. And frankly, only the people of this country are going to dictate these races. And if they experience enough calamity, catastrophe, and pain, then there may be some awakening. But until that happens, my guess is that they're going to instinctively buy into the carnival barking that's been going on since he assumed office.
Marc, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I appreciate it.
You bet.